and welcome to everybody on Cloud Fitness. So in today's video of Python series, I'm going to talk about string formatting and f-strings in Python. Now this is something that helps you to improve the readability of your program, and also it helps to improve any kind of editing that you might have to do at a later on in your Python program. So today we are going to see exactly what is string formatting, how do we do it, what is f-string, and how do we use f-string. Right, so let's move on to the PyCharm and see exactly how we can do string formatting. So here I have created a Python file fstring or string formatting.py. You can also do the same and practice it in your own PyCharm editor. Now essentially here what I have done is var1 and var2. These are nothing but these are two variables that I have. Right, I have created two variables. Now in the print statement, if I want to use these two variables, how can I use it, right, instead of hard coding them? So here I can simply say variable 3, which is a statement that I want to print, and then I can say this is %s, right? This is something that we discussed earlier in the previous video as well. I have discussed the same thing, right? In my past videos I have made sure that I make you understand what is %s, and why do we use it, right? So this is %s, right? Now this is the print statement that I am writing, and on that I am saying %var2 because I want to pass the value of variable 2 to this %s. So this is exactly called as string formatting. Now if I try to run this particular file, now you will see that it says this is variable 2. So what has happened here? So in the place of %s, it has taken variable 2. Now I can also make it as variable 1 and then run it. Now instead of variable 2, it is going to take variable 1. So this is called string formatting in Python. There are multiple ways to do it. Now this is one way of doing it. This is one way of doing string formatting. Now remember that if you have 100 variables, right, you would actually mess up the whole code because you have to write so many %s and the corresponding the percentage variable name. So that is why this is not a preferred way of doing string formatting. So I just showed you one way in which you can use string formatting. Now I will show you another way in which you can use string formatting. So the other way is that within the print statement, what I can do, I can simply say %s. So let's say I want to use both these keywords in a single print statement. Now in that case, what I can do is I can, for example, I have two variables here, right? I can have a number of variables. I have two variables. I can say %s for both of those two variables, and then I can close the print statement with the quotes, and then in the end I can actually say I can put 1% and I can pass a tuple where I have both these two variables, variable 1 and the variable 2, which is nothing but these two variables. Then what will happen is the first %s will take the first variable, the second %s will take the second variable. Now if I run it, you will actually see that it says hey variable 1, variable 2. So this is another way of using string formatting, but again this is not the preferred way because again you will end up having so many %s and so many percentage variables as well. Now I'll show you another way of using string formatting using dot format. In this dot format way of doing string formatting, we actually use dot format function over here. Now how do we do that? So let's say I want to use print variables via format. This is my the output print statement that where I want to add variables, right? Where I want to add variables, right? I can add variables in any order. So let me first keep it as 0 and let me keep it as 1. Right, so let's say I have two variables that I want to add. So for that, what I can do is in the curly brackets I can say 0 and I can say 1. So it starts with 0. So if I have two variables, I will simply say 0 and then 1 inside these curly brackets, and then I will say that this print statement I want to format, right? So I will say var2 dot format, right, and format this particular print statement and use variable 1 and variable 2. Right, and then I'll simply use print. So instead of using print here, let us use print here directly, right? Now let me run this and see how does this work. So you can see it says print variables via format, which is nothing but this line, and then what it does over here it uses variable 1 as 0 and variable 2 as 1. So this is another way of doing string formatting. In fact, what I did earlier was 1 0, 1 here and 0 here. So remember that when we use dot format, what happens over here is the variable 1, the first variable that you define here, gets considered as 0, and the second variable that you define gets considered as 1. So here now variable 2 will get the first place, right? Now let me simply run it. Now the moment I run this, you will see that variable 2 comes first and the variable 1 comes later. So this is nothing but this is the string formatting that is done, right? Another way, so I've shown you 3 ways. One is using this, second one is using this %s consecutively, the third one is using dot format. So whatever you want to format, use dot format and add your variables over here. But again, this is not the desired way. Now this is called string formatting, right? This is, all 3 ways are nothing but all 3 ways are actually called as string formatting. Now this string formatting, just because this is not a viable option, because see, in case you have multiple variables, how many, it will become very complicated for your code, right? So you will end up having these curly brackets, open close, 1 0, variable 1, variable 2 over here. Eventually it will become a very complicated code. So that is why f strings came into picture. Now we will see how f strings work. So now if you see over here, now this is how f string actually works. F means fast over here. The full form of f is nothing but fast, right? The full form of this is nothing but it is fast. So now if you see, I have created a variable 1, variable 2, just like at the top, right? Now I want to print variable 6, which is nothing but it is using f string. Now the simple syntax is use f in the beginning and whatever variables that you have, right? So you have variable 1, variable 2, just put it inside the curly brackets wherever you want to use it, right? So wherever you want to use it, you can use it, and now you can simply print it. So f, you just put f at the initial part, before the double quotes, you just put f means fast, and then use whatever variables you have defined at the top, inside the curly brackets. In any order you can do that. You can have variable 2 first, variable 1 first, and likewise. So the moment I run this, you can actually see print variable via f string. So print variable via f string over here, variable 2, right? Wherever you want to use it, variable 1. So essentially the same thing. So this is nothing but this is called f strings in Python. You can use f strings anywhere, right? Even if you have your custom functions, or you have imported any inbuilt modules, like if you have imported, let's say, math function, right? And you want to print what is the value of sine 90, right? So you can do it in f strings again. You can do it using f strings. So this all will work inside f strings, right? So all of this works inside your modules as well, right? So now let me just comment this print statement and run it. So now you will see that this works inside your module as well, and the value of math.sine, right? Math is an imported module. So even if you have a f string, right, you can, within this curly brackets, you can put a variable, right, or not variable. You can also put something that is derived. Now math.sine 90, it derives the value of sine 90 using the math module which you have imported here. So that is why you got the value over here. So this is nothing but this is the f string which is widely used. So I hope you like this video, and do let me know if you have any questions or doubts, and do remember to like, share and subscribe to my channel.